Autophiles, Subhash here with the Hyundai Santa Fe. This is a pretty unique vehicle because there's no competitor in the mainstream market that directly goes up against this car. And when I say mainstream market, I mean the Japanese brand. So Honda doesn't have any SUV bigger than the CR-V. Toyota, they have the Fortuner, but the Fortuner is a body-on-frame, Hilux derived vehicle. Doesn't really go up against this. They have the Harrier, but the Harrier is a 5-seater and doesn't really also go up against this in terms of its dimensions. So this car is positioned in a very unique space because it does have some design ambitions, some premium aspirations, and it does look like nothing else on the market. Just look at the back end of the Santa Fe. You've never seen a back end like that before. It's pretty unique. Now, there is going to be a direct comparison against a lot of the Chinese makes because there's a lot of options now from China, the electric ones. But particularly, I think the Jeku J8 is a car that comes up when you think about this car because the J8 is a lot cheaper than this. The Tank 500 is slightly more expensive than this, but the Tank 300 is slightly cheaper than the full spec version of this. So people who are thinking about those larger Chinese SUVs are going to be looking at this and making some kind of comparison, cross-shopping maybe. But if you're just looking at the mainstream established brands, Hyundai is the only one who's bringing a car of this class. So yeah, let's have a look and see what they're offering. So both this one and that one are the hybrid models. There is, amidst the crowd here, there is one 2.5 turbo. I think it's parked behind there. I'm a bit lazy to go there because they're filming some stuff. So let's just have a look at the hybrid model because the hybrid model is pretty high spec. It's just missing one or two components that are reserved for the 2.5 calligraphy edition. So what you're getting here is Kumho wheels, 20-inch rims, you're getting 360-degree camera, you're getting roof rails for luggage storage, but the calligraphy edition has a little like handle here that you can pull yourself up on. The back end, of course, is the most iconic part of the Hyundai Santa Fe in this generation. Just so alien, man, so unlike anything else on the market. I don't know, it's a love it or hate it kind of thing. Like, at least it's not derivative. That's the best thing you can say about it. I'm just not a big fan of like the Santa Fe branding all across like that. Like a lot of the modern SUV designs, I think it look cleaner if they just remove the badging. But you know what? To each his own. You can always take some floss and remove it yourself. The boot is humongous, man. When it opened up just now, I was caught a little bit off guard because this is a huge boot. Now, of course, it's huge because you've got 2 extra seats here. I'm not going to bother to remove all this to pull up the seats. But yeah, in typical fashion, the Santa Fe is very well equipped, even all the way at the back here. You've got rear aircon controls, something I've seen in the previous generation Santa Fe or so. Then you've got these buttons here that electronically collapse the second row of seats. So you just press it one time, collapses by itself. I hope I didn't crush anyone's luggage. Yeah, so boot, very big, very respectable. And you've got those extra seats just in case. You've got the sun blinds, manually retractable. Oh dear, I've crushed some snacks. Yeah, pretty easy to operate. A lot of it is electronically assisted. Your aircon vents are actually off on the side here, on the B pillar, which I've always thought was a more of a premium thing because it's only the upmarket cars that do this because the venting to put it along the side here is a little bit more expensive than putting it back there. This is something you can open up from the back or the front, and you've got another storage bin here. Yeah, nice and comfortable, man. These back seats, this is really a huge SUV, and you've got wood inserts here. In the calligraphy edition, the wood is a bit nicer. It's an actual brown, expensive looking wood. Here it's all black. There's also one more variant with I think a lighter shade of wood. And Hyundai is doing this thing where when you enter the car, you get some ambient music, which I shall try to turn off because it's a little bit distracting and loud. Experience the universe. But it's not tacky, it's actually very well done. They've got like sounds of nature and stuff like that. Quite interesting. The dashboard is very functional. You've got a little storage bin up there. Very small, but at least they give you some use out of that space. You got a little tray down here to put maybe a few, I don't know, smart tag or something could fit here. Down here, this is actually soft open. Yeah, and it's a normal size. So pretty unique is this thing here. In case you need to break the glass, you got a little hammer. Very interesting. Never seen that in a car before. They've actually given you physical dedicated controls for the aircon. Very respectable. And the glass, man, it's curved. You got dual Qi wireless charging pads, and these will respond to how hot your phone is getting, and then reduce the charge or stop charging altogether if your phone is getting too hot. Then you got space underneath there for some knickknacks. And this H here is not braille, it's Morse code for H. Finally, there's this, the headliner material, super soft. It's not that Alcantara material, it's even softer than that. I don't know how it'll age, but I can say for certain it's the nicest feeling headliner I've ever experienced in my life. So in the calligraphy model, you're getting like extra sunroofs, and you're getting a bit more luxurious looking wood. So it's a nicer experience in the calligraphy model, but you're paying 270,000 ringgit, which is a little bit hard to swallow. On this model, it's under 250,000. There's literally no competition besides the Jeku J8. So this model is, I think, the sweet spot. So while the Hyundai Tucson actually goes up against a very established name in the CRV, this Santa Fe gives Hyundai a chance to do something that nobody really expected them to do, which is to be an alternative to Toyota. Because Toyota treats the Southeast Asian market a little bit like it doesn't care, especially in Malaysia. So in Malaysia, the RAV4 is not even offered on sale, which is insane because globally the RAV4 outsells the CRV. But in Malaysia, the CRV outsells the RAV4 because the RAV4 is just not available for purchase. Of course, they have margins to worry about and all that, but the fact that Honda can make it work, and Nissan actually for a long time made it work with the X-Trail, makes you really wonder why they're not really pushing that hard with the X-Trail, and instead they offered us the Corolla Cross, which is actually a bit of a, it's a lower tier product disguised as a higher tier product, but people love it for whatever reason. So Hyundai can come in with this car, the Santa Fe, and present itself as that mainstream player, that Toyota alternative. It's very kind of conservative in its overall outlook. Yeah, the design is a little bit out there, but it's not tacky or anything like that. So I think if Hyundai can pull off the after sales, can pull off the pricing, can pull off the warranty and all that, I think over time, maybe in 5 to 10 years, they can actually be seen as an alternative to Toyota, and the products they bring in will probably put a bit of pressure on Toyota to actually wake up and try to cater to this market a little bit better. So that's all I have to say about the Hyundai Santa Fe. It drives very well, it's large, it's comfortable, it's unlike anything else on the market right now. I think they have a little bit of brand building to do. They don't have the aggressive pricing of the Chinese vehicles. They don't have the aggressive pricing of the Jeku J8 in particular. But I think over time, people will accept it as the conservative alternative to Toyota. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.